As I said in my previous question, how happy I was to see so many Nova Scotians out enjoying the outdoors, walking our trails or hiking in our parks, fishing. I've seen some great photos of fish caught in our province over the weekend. We're driving golf balls, and you gardened. By all accounts, you kept your distance. And I and Dr. Strang both want to thank you for that.
So this is my quick thank you video to the Premier of Nova Scotia and Dr. Strang for changing the tone a little bit and thanking the people of Nova Scotia for using some social distancing as some of the restrictions got loosened up, people going out to parks and trails and keeping their distance. And that thank you tone is extremely valuable. Some positive messaging, not the hard-handed approach. You got to think about the hard-handed approach and how did it actually work or not work or actually make it worse. Every ticket that you give out in a park goes viral online, and then people go, Jesus, maybe there's something really horrible about all these lockdowns. And even the term lockdown is somewhat ridiculous. It was a shelter-in-order place, and there were restrictions to public parks and trails and that sort of thing, and that's happening everywhere. So the hard-handed approach actually might have made things worse, because I estimate there's a good 35% of the American population that essentially is belligerent towards the orders. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a lot less. There is a small group of people who are out there protesting in their states. That might be a very tiny group of the population, but there's certainly a group of the population that thinks that COVID-19 doesn't even exist at all. And that's a problem. So maybe this nicer approach of thanking people for doing something for their community, and maybe we even got to consider hiring some people to, rather than give them the hard-handed approach like an instantaneous ticket when they are breaking whatever restriction is going on, that they find that person and they call them on the phone and they have a conversation with them about their understanding of COVID-19 and just keep asking them questions. Just keep asking them questions. Why do you believe that the fatality rate is so low? Why do you believe that the transmission rate is different than what health people are saying? Why do you think these things? And why can't you just do a tiny bit for everyone? Why, when you are in an enclosed public space, why can't you wear a mask? Really, it's not that difficult. I just went and got some groceries today. Now, I'm not so silly to have the mask on while I'm walking up to the grocery store. There's nobody outside. But when I get to the grocery store, just before I'm about to go inside, I put on my mask like a brave person. And then when I'm done, I wash my hands and I take my mask off, put it in my pocket. Very simple. Why can't people do that? I don't know. But this video was more about Premier McNeil. I wanted to thank him and thank Dr. Strang for saying thank you. You got to give some credit where credit is due for people that are trying things. There is sometimes a bit of a hard-handed approach, but there's also the nice approach. You catch more flies with honey, and we're going to need a lot of that as we move forward and start opening up little things here and there. And don't forget, this thing ain't going away. It's not going away anytime soon. We don't know if herd immunity is even possible, but there might be something to say for taking on a little bit of risk as we move forward. And a few healthy people getting it and surviving, gosh, if they do become immune, that is a pretty darn good thing. But I read someone's tweet the other day. Let's say it was a 2% fatality rate. Do you know 100 people? I want you to pick 2 people that you know. Pick 2, and you're okay with them dying. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. 2% is a huge part of the population, and we need to test a huge part of the population before we actually know what that death rate even is. What we do know is if you overwhelm the system, the death rate goes way up. So that's about the end of this video right now. I put it out because you got to give some credit where credit is due. Thank you, Premier McNeil. Thank you, Dr. Strang. It's a little bit of give and take. Be nice. We can all do this together if we're nice and encouraging each other. And it was encouraging. On my walk, I saw some guys out there putting some roofing tiles on a house. And I'm like, good. People are doing stuff that they can do safely. Putting on some roofing tiles, yeah, it's probably a fairly safe construction type activity. There are probably other construction activities that are not safe. Thanks for watching. I'm just some guy on the internet. You're just someone at home watching me. Please click subscribe and bye-bye.
As the weeks continue, Dr. Strang and I will be talking about what's next. He is in discussions with various associations that represent small business to help them prepare for the protocols that will have to be followed when the time to open our economy up is here. But we are not there yet. We need to be safe, and we need to be sure that we are protecting Nova Scotians. But I like the path we are on, but we need to continue to follow the public health protocols of washing our hands and keeping our distance. And so, as we make decisions on opening our province slowly and surely, you have proven to us and to each of you that we can do this together. I've always believed in you, but after this weekend, I believe in you even more, and I know that we can find our way out of this together.